Hi and welcome back to Assessing Achievement with the ELL in mind. In the lesson today, we are going to take a look at some classroom examples of authentic assessment. Authentic assessment is a wonderful way to assess ELL's achievement in a content classroom. In the last lesson, authentic assessment was defined as reflective tasks within the content area that mirror real-life activity and allow for the students to demonstrate knowledge through application. The examples that you will see today will include a learning and language objective achievable through the authentic assessment. Let's get started. The first classroom example we will look at is a 4th grade social studies classroom. In this class, the students have been studying the Industrial Revolution. One of the learning objectives in this unit is, by the end of the lesson, the student will be able to identify the key events of the Industrial Revolution. Of course, there will be many more within a unit, but this is just one example. One of the language objectives for the ELL student in this class is, by the end of this lesson, the student will be able to use personal pronouns to communicate about personal experience. The objective will most likely be supported by many others. An example of an authentic assessment is seen here. Imagine you are an immigrant to America in the 1900s. Write a letter home to your family describing your experiences. The student will have to reference key aspects of the Industrial Revolution when writing their letter home. In this way, the teacher can observe their application of the content and the ways in which people of that time, and in turn us, were affected by the Industrial Revolution. The ELL could write in simple sentences to convey their understanding of the events. The next classroom example is a 5th grade science class. This particular class has been studying natural resources. One of the learning objectives of this lesson is, by the end of this lesson, the student will be able to identify consequences of air and water pollution. One of the language objectives is, by the end of this lesson, the student will be able to use cause and effect language to communicate about water pollution. An example of an authentic assessment of this material is to design an experiment in which you identify and control variables to find a system for cleaning dirty water. You can imagine that through the experiment design process, students will have to demonstrate their knowledge of the concepts and apply them to unique ideas. Our final classroom is a 9th grade language arts class. This particular example is of a year-long assessment portfolio project. One of the learning objectives of this portfolio project is, by the end of this course, the students will be able to apply the writing process to a variety of writing genres. One of the language objectives is, by the end of this course, the student will be able to use reflective language to self-assess. The course-long assessment allows for significant observation of student achievement and growth. The portfolio assessment would look something like this. Compile a portfolio with examples of the following genres of writing: descriptive, process, compare-contrast, and persuasive. Include all stages of writing. Write a self-reflection of your progress over the course. As you can see, there are countless applications of authentic assessment in the content classroom. We will continue to explore this assessment technique as the course progresses and as we work together to best assess your ELL in the content classroom.